Good morning, commuters. As you can see, I am commuting in the dark. In the dark, people. Okay, so what should we talk about today, commuters? Well, what's on everybody's mind but the Electoral College. I hear a lot of people on the left going, the Electoral College let us down. They weren't supposed to let an unfit person take office. I'm really sorry, but I mean, somebody's going to have to help me with this. But I have not found any evidence that the whole purpose of the Electoral College was so that somebody unfit for office didn't become president. And who makes the determination that they're unfit? Yes, those of us with brains in our head know that Donald Trump is unfit to be president. Unfortunately, he won the Electoral College. And right now, I want you guys to think about this. Right now, if the situation was reversed and Hillary had won the Electoral College but lost the popular vote, we would all want her instilled as president, and we would be bitching if the Electoral College did not instill her as president. I don't want Donald Trump to be my president. That's why I didn't vote for him. I voted in the primaries for Bernie Sanders. If this teaches us anything, it's that we all have to vote in the primaries. You have to, in the states where you have to declare, asshole, and pick somebody. Less than 11% of the population chose the two candidates. It doesn't matter what the DNC did, the Democratic National Committee. It doesn't matter what they did. The truth is that more people voted for Hillary, and Bernie pretty much won the open primary states, but not the others, because people don't declare. We have got to change the system so that 11% of our people, this is the election, people. If you were mad about the two candidates, then get off your ass and do something about it. All right, but enough of that, because that's in the past. Donald Trump is officially our president-elect, but let's talk about the Electoral College. I'm going to lay some facts on you. One, the Electoral College is the way that a state gets electoral votes is they get two, one for each of their senators, plus the number of congressional representatives. Hence, Wyoming gets three. Two senators, because every state in the union gets two senators. And they only have one congressional representative. Now, that congressional representative is based on the 2010 census. But at the last population count that I could find, that one congressional representative for the state of Wyoming represents 584,000 people. Because, believe it or not, Wyoming is our least populated state in the entire union. And it gets 3 electoral votes. And now, California, I believe California is our most populated state in the union. They only get 55 electoral votes. 2 senators, 53 congresspeople. Now, they have 38 million people in their state, which means their 53 congressional representatives are covering a hell of a lot more than the one guy in Wyoming. So the problem is, and I would give you the number, but I looked the number up this morning. I had OK Google do it for me. And because I filmed this on my phone, all the information's on my phone. Which means I can't get to it, because then I'll have to stop filming. Just look up the math. Here's my thing. How did we set that we have 435 people in Congress spread out over this great country? Well, let me tell you. We set this in 1911. That's the last time we changed the number of members of Congress. We didn't have as many people. And you know what? I am going to pause this because I got to get the numbers for you. Hold on. Okay, after the break, I got the information. In 1911, as I was just saying before we were so rudely interrupted, because I had to look the number up and then my camera closed. After You didn't care about that. After, in 1911, the last time we set the number of congressional representatives we would have, we set 435. We raised that number up from, I think, 360. We started out with 65. And the population of the United States in 1911 was just over 97 million people. In 2014, our population was 360 million people, which means we have more than tripled our national population, but we have left our Congress the same number since 1911. There's our problem. I've seen websites saying things like, Wyoming's got too many electoral votes because their electoral votes are spread out among 584,000 people, whereas California's is spread out over 38 million people. So 55 electoral votes spread out over 38 million people is wrong. And a friend of mine said, well, we need to change the law. No, what we need to change is the size of Congress. Well, my first choice would be get rid of the Electoral College. But here's the thing. In order to get rid of, as far as I can tell, and look this up, put in the comments if you discover I'm wrong. As far as I can tell, the only way that we can get rid of the Electoral College is by a constitutional amendment. I'm pretty sure. What are the chances we're going to do that? What are the chances that the Republicans, who write rules to make sure that they get more power even though they have less representation, what are the chances that Republicans are going to vote for something like that, because that just gave them full power of this country? Scary proposition. It's also going to destroy them, because after Trump destroys this nation, we won't need the Republicans anymore. So don't give me this phony baloney, a better path, Paul Ryan, because you're full of shit. You don't give a shit about people like me, and you certainly don't give a shit about people who make less than me. So anyway, next on the list, so since we can't get rid of the Electoral College, we need to expand it. What we need to do, since it's tied to the number of congressional people plus the number of senators, which everybody gets 2, so that means every state gets 2. We need to raise the number of congressional people we have representing us, because we don't have enough. The state of Wisconsin has 8 congressional representatives, so 8 districts. 8 districts. That's how Paul Ryan is my representative. Some guy actually wrote, I don't think you live anywhere near Janesville. And he's correct. I don't live anywhere near Janesville, but because we only get 8 congressional representatives, that guy from Janesville is my representative. That's not even right. I didn't even realize until I looked it up this morning that we do it this way. This is crazy. We haven't changed the number since 1911. That's what we should rise up for. Let's change the number of congressional representatives, because right now we are giving the small states, and no offense, Wyoming, but how can you have so much land and so few people? Wyoming has less people in there than Rhode Island, and Rhode Island has less land. Did you know that? Well, you do now. See, I should get an educational credit for teaching people. So that's what we need to do. Getting back to it, we need more congressional representatives. And you're thinking, like, what are you, crazy, Julie? I don't like the bastards that are there now. But the fact of the matter remains is that since 1911, we have had less representation, because there are more of us. And the more of us there are, the more of them there needs to be. Our representation needs to be a certain percentage of our population, whether we like it or not. Because otherwise, we are giving the smaller states more of a say in our Electoral College. Either we change the way, we say that, every 100,000 people get an electoral vote. Then your vote means something. God bless America. Dude, do you see that speed limit sign? It says 50. You are doing 38. And now I'm stuck behind all you slow pokes. It's almost like they don't have to go to work. All right, well, I have to go to work. So I'm going to end this now. Really? Now I'm stuck at this light. Dude, he was young too. He was way too young to be driving that slow. Anyway, so I want all you commuters to have a great day. I will get this up as soon as possible. Let's think about this. Instead of bitching, let's do something proactive, and let's do something, what's the word I'm looking for? Instead of bitching, let's do something proactive, and let's do something positive. And positive would be, let's get more representation in Congress, because we need to have more of these people representing us so that everybody gets more of a say. Plus, I don't want Paul Ryan to be my representative anymore. Have a great day, commuters.